never starting that project, that dream, that life you want. Here's the brutal truth. The only person stopping you is you. And if you don't change that now, you'll regret it forever. Every one of us has stood at the edge of a decision, doubting ourselves, hesitating, letting fear hold us back. It's natural, but it's also what keeps most people from living the life they truly want. The good news? There's a way out. The ancient Stoics mastered the art of overcoming doubt and pursuing what really matters. Today, I'm going to show you how their timeless wisdom can help you break free from self-doubt and finally go after what you want with clarity and confidence. Let's dive in. Picture this. You're lying awake at night, replaying every opportunity you missed because you doubted yourself. You wanted to start that business, apply for that job, or ask someone out. But instead, you hesitated. And the worst part? Deep down, you know it wasn't because you weren't capable. It was because you were scared. Self-doubt isn't just an annoying habit. It's a mental prison. It convinces you that you're not good enough, small, brave enough. But here's what the Stoics understood. Doubt is not a reflection of your abilities. It's a distortion of your perception. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." In other words, your doubt doesn't come from reality. It comes from your thoughts about reality. And those thoughts, they can be changed. But why does self-doubt have such a grip on us? One reason is our fear of failure. Failure feels like proof that we're not enough. Another is our need for external validation. We're so conditioned to seek approval from others that we're terrified of disappointing them. And then there's the paralysis of overthinking. We spend so much time analyzing every possible outcome that we end up doing nothing at all. This is where Stoicism offers a lifeline. The Stoics teach us that we don't control the outcomes of our actions, only the actions themselves. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does this mean for you? It means you can stop wasting energy on what you can't control and start focusing on what you can. Step 1. Understand the nature of doubt. To overcome self-doubt, you first need to understand it. Doubt thrives in uncertainty. It's your mind's way of protecting you from risk. But while it might feel like doubt is keeping you safe, it's actually keeping you stuck. The Stoics believed in the concept of dichotomy of control. This principle, highlighted by Epictetus, divides the world into two categories: things you can control and things you can't. Self-doubt often arises when you're fixated on the latter. For example, you can't control whether people will approve of your decisions, but you can control whether you make those decisions with integrity and courage. Practical exercise. Write down a recent situation where you felt paralyzed by doubt. Now divide the factors into two lists: what you could control and what you couldn't. Focus only on the first list. This simple exercise shifts your energy from worrying to taking action. Step 2. Reframe failure as feedback. Failure is one of the biggest drivers of self-doubt, but the Stoics had a radically different view of it. They saw failure not as a dead end, but as a teacher. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Every failure, no matter how painful, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Modern example: Think of Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine if he had let self-doubt stop him after the first few attempts. Practical exercise. The next time you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I apply this lesson moving forward? Write it down. This shifts your mindset from self-criticism to self-improvement. Step 3. Focus on your values, not others' opinions. One of the biggest traps of self-doubt is seeking external validation. The Stoics teach us to focus on living according to our values, not on pleasing others. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Practical advice. Identify your core values. What matters most to you? Is it honesty, growth, kindness? Write them down and use them as your guide when making decisions. When you live in alignment with your values, you'll find it easier to silence the noise of others' opinions. Step 4. Take action. No matter how small, the antidote to doubt is action. The Stoics believed in the power of taking deliberate, consistent steps toward your goals. As Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of procrastination. Practical exercise. Break your goal into micro steps. For example, if you want to write a book, your first step could be writing just one sentence today, then another tomorrow. Momentum builds confidence. Step 5. Practice negative visualization. Stoic technique involves imagining the worst-case scenario. While it might sound counterintuitive, negative visualization can actually reduce anxiety. By confronting your fears head-on, you rob them of their power. Example, if you're afraid of starting a new business, imagine the worst thing that could happen. Maybe it doesn't work out. But what then? You'll learn, you'll adapt, and you'll move forward. Realizing that you can handle the worst frees you to pursue the best. Practical exercise. Spend 5 minutes each day imagining a fear you have. Then ask yourself, how would I cope if this actually happened? What steps could I take to recover? This practice builds resilience. Here's the truth. Self-doubt will never completely disappear. Even the Stoics felt fear and uncertainty, but they didn't let it control them, and neither should you. The key is not to eliminate doubt, but to act in spite of it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you're scared. Imagine standing at a crossroads. On one side is the safe, familiar path of staying where you are. On the other is the uncertain, challenging road to the life you want. Which will you choose? The Stoics would say, choose the harder path. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Let's recap. Self-doubt is a universal experience, but it doesn't have to define you. By understanding its roots, reframing failure, focusing on your values, taking consistent action, and practicing techniques like negative visualization, you can break free from its grip. The Stoics have shown us that true freedom comes not from external success, but from mastering our own minds. Remember, the life you want is on the other side of doubt, and the only way to get there is to take the first step, no matter how small or uncertain it feels. The journey won't be easy, but as the Stoics remind us, the obstacle is the way. If this resonated with you, Subscribe for more wisdom to help you master your mind and transform your life.